What's up, Flomies? This one's a little bit different. We thought you guys have so many questions after the wreck on Cooter that why don't we talk amongst ourselves, because I think a lot of people wanted to know like what your reaction to this was. And also I have my phone out in front of me, not to be rude, but because I have so many questions that you guys asked that I want to address. So I thought we would talk about that because it has made me seriously reevaluate my goals. Alex said a phrase to me after I ran that just like broke me into a million pieces, which was, I need a wife.
Fallon Taylor, little lady with a great challenge in front of her. It's his flow and it's time to go. That baby flow just ate that one up.
Fallon Taylor's rodeo journey began at the age of 7. With great pride, we welcome Fallon Taylor to the Texas Cowboy Hall of Fame.
I didn't mean to make you feel bad.
It didn't make me feel bad, but it made me like put into check, like we rodeo and miss birthday parties and summers at home and all the different events that people have going on for rodeo.
We also miss out on 35 to 60 days of 100-degree heat in Texas with humidity. So that's been kind of nice the last couple of years.
That too. It is like backpacking through Europe, but not at all. It's very, very cool to do what we're doing. And
it's just frustrating when we drive. It's like and I'm going to call it some rodeos, but this is just rodeo in general. Driving to Eagle, Idaho 2 years in a row to turn out both times because the ground is terrible. Eagle, Colorado. Eagle, Idaho is awesome, actually. And you ran two there. Yeah. But yeah, Eagle, Colorado, and it's like the coolest setting, really good crowd, cool arena. You're literally like camping on a river.
It's so beautiful.
But then the ground is dangerous, and like people are gonna say like somebody wins that rodeo every year. Like, yeah, but then you watch like 5 or 6 girls go down in the same perf. Also, it's not good rodeo. With USA Rugby, I feel like there's more organization in terms of like the quality of the field that you can play on. There's insurance that comes along with being a member of that organization, and that's like a lot of different organizations for all different sports. This isn't just directly calling out WPRA and PRCA, but the ground conditions are subpar at a lot of rodeos.
And I feel like it's per rodeo, like that committee has got to be more
educated. Because there's some because some rodeos have like jackpot ground. It's perfect.
Oh my God, like Utah. You go to Utah, you're just like, man. And that's not to say blanket statement. This is not a blanket statement for any rodeo.
No, and some ground's tricky because outdoor.
Yeah.
And there's weather conditions.
Like, if you were going to get your rodeo sanctioned, that you would also do your research and hire someone for these things to prevent these things. Let me back up in case you're not in the loop. We had a bad crash in Fort Madison, Iowa 2 days ago. And super not fun. That's why I wear a helmet. And I want to address first, is Cooter okay? He looks really good for a horse that just went through a complete wreck. I want to get all the swelling out of it. He got a puncture wound. Like, how you even do that is pretty crazy. But I think
on the inside of his front right.
I think a shoe came up either from the hind or the front and then got him on the inside. So he's got a lot of swelling there. I want to get that swelling down before
there could be hyperextension.
Yeah. So then I want to go have Don flex it, our vet Don Lee at Double X Veterinary Hospital. I will have him like look at it, but for right now, pretty good. Like overall body soreness. Like this is not a time to like give him a bunch of drugs and do a bunch of things. Just like myself, I'm not going to take any pain relievers because I want to see where I'm at before, so I can properly evaluate. So we'll of course do AccuScope, massage, cold spa, laser, shockwave, all the things. But we're going to let all that settle down a little bit and turn out of a few rodeos and kind of go do some family stuff. We've got some family stops we're going to make for the week that we were going to say no to, and go to 3 additional rodeos, one of which that we love. We love Albuquerque.
That's really good rodeo.
They don't have like historically amazing ground, but it's just not.
It's never indoor.
It's never been dangerous for us.
Yeah.
And of course, every single person has a different opinion of what that rodeo is like based on how their horse runs. So again,
it's a cool rodeo too at State Fair.
Yeah, it's a cool rodeo. We're going to turn out of Forest City, Arkansas, Searcy, Arkansas, and Albuquerque, New Mexico, to say yes to some family things. It made me take a step back and go, I say no to a lot of stuff that my family is also saying no for. For me to run down the alleyway to hear my name called. What if we say no to all of these family things that happen once?
Well, and the goal is to make the NFR this year. And if that isn't in touch or in reach anymore, the staying on the road, hitting rodeos just for the possibility to make it back to the big ones, we're like, we'll just flip a coin, roll the dice, and see if she lands in the big ones.
Or maybe go to some of those qualifiers.
Yeah, there's some that, well, then some people will double qualify, so they'll drop down the rankings a little bit. Fallon's 39 or 40 right now, and we're like, you know what? It is what it is.
That's kind of how we're...
You can go to the NFR without the big ones,
honestly, from my perspective, too, like, if you're 16th, they take the top 15 in the world to the National Finals Rodeo in December in Las Vegas. It's a super big deal. A few things. I've qualified for that 7 times, and I have been the world champion. So... there's no like grind to prove something. This was going to be fun. And when it stops being like super fun,
it became way less fun.
It became way less fun when I started crashing, because when I had my wreck on Flo Mello that you guys saw, Brand was very concerned. And so that struck me different because we're fairly new parents. Our kid is 3. And when he became concerned, that really concerned me a lot. Like, what am I making my child watch me do? I know that was a freak accident and was not at all ground related, but it was something that scared him. He wasn't as scared at the last rodeo because I got up really fast. I didn't hit my head. You know, it was really scary. I always say I'm the luckiest person on earth.
I wasn't as worried either.
Yeah.
Because I saw the dismount.
Yeah.
I saw you not slam your head.
Yeah. I was able
You sat up right away.
I broke all my nails, like 8 of them, but...
I ran down the stands pretty quick, though, just to make sure everything was good.
You did. The next question was, am I okay? I'm totally fine. I'm sore all over. My pain level is never at a 0 because in 2009 I was paralyzed. I broke my neck. That's why I wear a helmet. I skull fractured, and I broke all of these bones around my eye. So my pain is never a 0. And so...
just being an adult, your pain is never 0.
Yeah, it's not a 0. So my pain's not 0. It's not going to be 0. We just left the chiropractor. I'm going to go lift and do things after we shoot this, but...
you have to cold plunge.
I have to cold plunge, which I dislike
you have to get
intensely.
in this deep.
One thing that people are doing is sharing videos, which I get it. It's a free country. You can do that, whatever. But people are kind of getting clout off of sharing videos of my wreck, which is always like heartbreaking. I purposely did not post me wrecking. I don't want Brand to see it. I don't want my niece that runs barrels to see it. I don't want other little girls that run barrels to be discouraged or scared, or they're fighting through all those fears. So that, and it also feels very clout chasey because they get a lot of views and likes and comments. So it just feels gross and icky. And so I'm putting the wreck here because people that are here, you have been warned by the title, you know what you're watching. But I just scrolling the For You page on TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever, getting that is just kind of like, it's just gross.
I mean, it's good to keep the committee aware.
It is. It's good.
You could directly send that to the committee.
Yeah. Because the committee, frankly, is like always going to be a group of people that are not on social media. Mm-hmm. They're just old timers for the most part. And so without a like direct email contacting somebody, it's not going to do anything. And even then I haven't gotten a lot of movement.
And it's not like we think the committee did a bad job on the ground on purpose, or some places when you talk to the tractor driver or whoever's doing the ground or the committee, they don't even know what barrel racers are looking for with ground. So that's the challenge, is talking to them about the ground, and they're like, oh, we did it exactly how we were hoping to do it. And then that turns out to be bad ground because they just don't know what people are looking for.
And then the other side of that is, we don't know what events they had earlier in the week, and if the tractor driver was even allowed in, or if there was given a budget for
anything going on at that arena for the last calendar year.
Yeah, so we get it. It's just, so this is not like us shooting down pro rodeo and one certain committee or the sanctioning body or anything like that. It's just, there's a lot of irons in the fire. Barrel racing is not the only event at the rodeo. They've got calf horses they got to think about, and bulls that they got to buck, and I get it. However, because I've been a member of the sanctioning body since 1991-ish, I know that not a lot is going to change. That was Brand's little head that just ran under the camera. So the other thing that I don't want to do that a lot of people do is when they're not doing well, they like to blame and virtue signal. And this is what I don't like to do. Mad respect for people that take incredible care of their horses. And also respect for my pro rodeo competitors that have goals of going to the NFR. You're going to have to redline your horse.
Yeah.
You're going to have to really blur the line of taking incredible care of your horse and running on ground that's not so great. Mm-hmm. Because like if I get the invite back to Houston and I know the ground is not perfect barrel racing ground, I'm going to go with bells on and be excited. So I don't want to virtue signal on here and be like, I just think too much of my animals, so I'm not going to go. When really you could scale that back all the way to, then I just want horses to roam free in the mountains, you know, and not be trained to do anything. I don't want to virtue signal and say like, oh, I think so highly of myself, my family, and my horses that I'm not going to pro rodeo, because a lot of people make that very blanket statement. And to me, it's like, that's a little like, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but that's a little bit like, you couldn't hack it. It takes a lot of time and money. And it's easy to say, I want to take better care of my horse. It's just very easy.
Yeah, but it's like, where would Puma be at right now if you're running on only good ground all the time?
Right.
Would she have even had the knee injuries or the hyperextension?
Exactly.
Probably not.
But
And
also, do you think that this goal allows for me to have been able to make those decisions?
if they're all like that, would your horses even be injured ever? You know?
Right.
And obviously here and there for sure, but
I just don't think it's possible.
people might say, oh, you're complaining now or you're virtue signaling because you're not doing as good. We were just as mad about bad ground when you were top 10 in the world and Puma was crushing because, you know, there was rodeos, Thermal, California, first year rodeo. So they kind of, you know, they have a reason to not have had good ground, but you couldn't even run.
Right.
So that we're always going to make the decision to keep the horse safer.
Then the other thing is I've seen a lot of people asking the questions. They've gone back to my Altus, Oklahoma run, and they're comparing the Altus, Oklahoma run with the slip. They were both at the third barrel, and they were both very similar. And I have this to say. One, in the second run at Fort Madison, yes, he absolutely did step on his shoe after he started falling, which made the fall 10 times worse.
Yeah.
He did jerk a shoe off. Altus, Oklahoma, he did not step on a shoe and did not have that same thing happen. Also, you're just taking two videos side by side that look common, which, you know, it's not the internet unless somebody takes very little information and then makes a very general statement about something that they don't know.
All the other 25 runs that you've had on him that didn't happen.
Right. And, you know, the horse is placing, he's winning, he's doing really good. It's just coincidental that all of my wrecks have been at the third barrel, which is just sucks. I think that's just super unlucky and unfortunate. You have to also look at the fact that I slipped at the first barrel at Fort Madison. The girl before me slipped at the second barrel at Fort Madison.
Fallon's first barrel, and then Fallon slipped at that one.
And you have to take into account all the rodeos that happened this week that horses had the exact same wreck at any given barrel across the country. So that being said, it's very easy to look at those two videos and go, I think your horse, and everybody's an online vet, right? And your horse has wobblers, your horse has EPM, your horse has blah, blah, blah. My horse has insufficient ground to run on and is trying really hard. He's also been primarily a jackpot horse. So he doesn't question the ground as much as Puma probably would. I still think, I don't know that we would have run Puma. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right?
I mean, if we knew the ground actually got flooded and was like mush underneath, we probably would have turned out and drove 13 hours home.
So 26 hours round trip. And so when he slipped at the first, I thought, well, I can just gear down and see if he stands up at the second. He stood up at the second. I was like, I'm just going to keep it in third because, you know, I think I can still get a check. Went up, and then I bumped him at the third, and then boom, I'm on the ground. And I'm like, this is crazy town. My
favorite comments are the people that tell you how you should have done it and who you should ride like, and then say that they don't barrel race currently, but they were pretty good at Gymkhanas.
Or play days, or like in 1976.
Don't be that person.
Don't do that. Don't just resist.
But it is pretty funny.
With that being said, I called our animal communicator, Kathleen, and had a chat with her about how Cooter was feeling, all the things.
I don't know if we talked about her much on the YouTube.
Yeah.
But she's spot on for everything. Injuries.
Yeah, my vet, Don Lee, uses her
everything
directly.
The horses feel, even their personalities. She doesn't interact with them in person. You send a picture, and she'll give you all this information. And if you're a skeptic, try it out because it is really cool.
Horseconfidence.com with a K, not sponsored. What does the future hold? In my mind, I'm like, do I want a second year of sacrificing everything all year? We're gone for like 4 months out of the year. And then
third year.
Of the third year. Of like all the things, like, yeah, we're not gone 12 months out of the year, but for a good portion of the year, we are driving.
It's like 8 months if you put it all into one chunk.
It's a lot. And to answer your question, I want to go back to the NFR. And I think I have the horses to do so. And I think next year I'm going to have horses lined up. Do I think Cassie Mowry, who qualifies to the National Finals Rodeo in the minimum amount of rodeos, 25 or whatever, that's ideal. And do I think that there's multiple people that can do it like that? No, because rodeo is not super fair. And you don't know where you're going to draw, and you don't know what the weather's going to be like.
There's a handful of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, winners are always going to win. My rodeo count is 70-something for the year.
And some people might be able to do that and just squeak into the NFR.
Correct.
They're not qualifying number one in the world.
Right. So she's
wild.
a phenom and much respect. But that's going to be kind of our vibe. Go to the rodeos that we know, we trust, we love. If the ground is subpar,
and if you're not even the top 100, who cares?
Yeah. But the other thing is, jackpots pay a lot of money. Barrel races pay a lot of money. And at rodeos, I can only run 1 horse per event. At jackpots, I can run 20 if I want to per event. However many we can slam into a trailer, I can run that many at an event. They are...
And I don't care about the money one. And I don't think most guys do. They just want a happy wife or girlfriend after the barrel race.
The ground is good. That being said, I know, like, Flowbot fell with Dolly at the Pink Buckle. Like, I know horses still are going to fall down. I know horses are still going to have trouble. I know equipment is going to break and trucks are going to break down. But if I'm running at 140,000, for instance, my friend is putting on the Brody, 140,000 for this event that's at Cowtown Coliseum, that's an hour away. I know that money is not real money that's spread across all the divisions, but I know that ground's going to be good. And I know barrel racers won't barrel race if the ground is bad. They'll burn every bra in the place. They will burn that building to the ground if the ground is even subpar.
But if you also go and you have a bad run, you can do it on 7, 8, 9, 10 more. It doesn't matter.
And you can fall in a division.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to, if it's not a hell...
Some of the most money you've ever won, by the way, not to cut you off, but has been in like one shot, has been in a random D that you fell into, on a run that you were like, and you're like, 10 grand, whoa.
Hell yeah. So if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no, and vice versa. For us, we still want to get into the big rodeos. We want to be strong competitors. We want to go to rodeos. I want to go to rodeos. I love rodeos. I love pulling up to a 2,000 added county fair in the middle of Idaho. I love that. I love it.
There's some good destinations.
Yeah. So I think what we are going to do, I already whipped out the spreadsheet for the rest of the year. I'm going to turn out of everything except for 2 Texas rodeos that we know and love, that we know who does the ground.
And we could look like liars in 4 months and be hitting everything.
Liars. Yeah, this could not age well.
But it depends on how horses are working and how ground looks. And I mean, we made it to 4 or 5 rodeos this year that you turned out of.
Or more
on
than that.
horseback.
Yeah, in the alleyway.
You know, we might go to these rodeos and still turn out, or we might go to 30 rodeos next year instead of 80.
We have a lot of home goals as well. I just don't ever want to come off like the chick that's like, I failed at my goal because it was the system failed, not because I failed. I failed because my horse went down. And I think that would happen to any of your favorite barrel racers, that if their main horse went down, you would
Your backup horse didn't work how you wanted it to.
Yeah. Just is what it is.
That's rodeo.
So top 50 in the world, not too shabby. Very excited. 2 backup horses won checks this season. I think that's really cool. Super not cool to have to even make this vlog and really reconsider. But I redid my vision board. Alex is working on his vision board. And on it is a lot of stuff and
Mine's
things.
more of a mental vision board.
I'm trying to get him to write it down. If y'all have been here long enough, you know I'm going to get him to write it down.
I'll write it.
We want to build a barn dough here. We've been making over the ranches.
There's business goals.
Business goals that are super huge that we want.
That we were able to do on the road
Alex
this year
is
too.
launching his own line of menswear for you guys called Westbound. We didn't think
This
guys would want to
is
wear ranch dressing.
a shirt coming in the next week.
Yep. So get your men's ready. Guys, thank you so much for all of your love and support. I know there's still so many questions that everybody has, and I know there's an online couch jockey that cannot resist to give me some tips or pretend to be an online veterinarian. And you know what? Type away in the comments, because that boosts engagement. Feel free. Go for it.
I'll respond in the comments.
I hope you guys love this vlog. I hope you love getting to know us a little bit better behind the scenes. We have so many vlogs coming to you. Our editor is back in town, and we love that. As always, you guys, don't forget to count your blessings, stay consistent, and say thank you to Jesus. I might be coming to a barrel race near you. Have a great day.